Hi folks, my name's Ross. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, East Coast DCC. Don't know why I'm doing that. This is the next part in building the baseboards for my layout. A couple of days on from the original filming. Amazingly, it's still 10 to 2. So yeah, I spent yesterday cutting up the boards. Cut all the side pieces for the boards now. Cutting went okay. A couple of bits I'm not too happy about. I said in my original video I had some woodworking skills. I think I need to modify that. I don't have woodworking skills. I have some DIY skills. So yeah, cut the boards. Changed the method for cutting them slightly from using the guide to setting up the sole plate with this guide on the side of the circular saw. I hadn't done that at first because I don't really like using that guide plate. It's not always that accurate, but it was getting pretty time or labour intensive, time intensive setting up the guide with the clamps every time. So did it with the guide in place. I set to about 74mm, and yeah, it's worked okay. Cut the bracing pieces and the end pieces as well. Now initially I started cutting the boards across the way to do this, and then realised that actually all I had to do was to cut it lengthways, and then I can half them, and just easier doing that longer cut. So that's the boards all cut, ready to go, and I've got 2 boards made up, and I'll show you where we're at with that. So here you have the first board that I made. This is what I'm calling a template board. The screws all in place at 100mm centres around the edge and across the brace pieces. Brace pieces screwed in place through the side, and then I've cut holes. I think it's a 38mm hole with a hole saw on the bench drill through for running cables. I did say in the first video that I was thinking about doweling for alignments between the boards and cable runs between the boards. Not done that yet because I'm not sure exactly how the boards are going to go together. Leave that for a later date, but I've got clearance in there to get the drill in to drill the holes if I need to do that. The second board that I've made up, you can see that here. So used the first board as a template, drilled all the holes, side pieces and end pieces in place. These are the cross braces, which I've not fitted yet because I'm going to have quite a bit of point work across the main line going into the TMD, traction maintenance depot, and I need to be able to fit the point motors underneath for that. As I said, using the Cobalt analog IP point motors. Bought several packs of them and the various switch work. I'll go into that at a later time. So obviously that's going to mount under the board, underneath the points. What I want to make sure is I've not got one of those braces in the way. So a wee bit of flexibility on the positioning of those once I know where the track's going to go. So what I'm going to do now is build up another board like this. I'm going to keep the template board as a template. Makes it easier for marking up screw holes or drill pilot, where to drill the pilot holes for the screws going to the top of the baseboard. Once the baseboards are put together and finalised, got some wood filler that I'll use to fill in the screw holes just to tidy things up. So I'm going to now get on with making up another board or 2. Might try drilling 2 tops together, see how that goes. Getting warm in the workshop this afternoon. So yeah, marked it up using the template board. I then put the 2 boards together, drilled through, so that's what that one marked up, ready to screw the sides and end pieces on. Slightly different sizes to the board. I was having to move things around a wee bit there. I don't think that'll cause a problem. But yeah, I'll now get on with fixing the battens to the underside, or the framing to the underside. So there we go, baseboard put together. That'll work quite well. As I said before, not going to fit the cross bracing as yet, because of the point work, I need to work out where that's going to go. And as I say, I don't want to be having a cross brace where I'm putting a point motor. So that's all I'm going to do just now. In the background, I'm going to get on with putting a couple more baseboards together. I've got that pre-drilled board I had underneath, and I'll come back to you with an update in due course. So thanks again for watching. Take it easy, folks, and see you again. Cheers.